something like that. That story of the olives, John, and the jocks. I mean, not the olives, but those stories were legend in our family. We did hear that. Especially the one about the olives. You know, that was something. It was like this family.
Didn't you try that?
We used to try and hide olives in Jacksonville.
We all love olives. All of us love olives. Yeah. So you'll be glad to know that we didn't take after our father. But
we carried on.
Yeah, we carried on. But another thing about Dad was this other legend about Dad. You know, when Mum and Dad met, they were playing Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane. And in my mind, well, they were famous because they met when they were playing these very famous characters on the stage. Yeah. So, to my shock and horror, when we watched the movie on the television, it wasn't my mum and dad. I couldn't understand why it wasn't actually there, because how could that be?
How could you lie to us?
Anyway, so we grew up, you know, with all of that, that legend of that beautiful musical. And you might hear a little bit about that shortly. But Dad's always been a great father, and he's done everything for us. And you know, the amounts of times that he's been driving us to rehearsals, and you know, picking us up late at night after gigs, and you know, all sorts of things. He's a great roadie. He's very good at that. And there was that one time, the very first time that I may have imbibed in the single alcohol when I was just under 18, and I'll never forget Dad picking me up while I was trying to walk a straight line outside the pub with some of my friends before my dad got there, and he goes, "Come on, get in the car." Okay, no worries. So I get in the car, and he just looks at me and goes, "When you get home, drink lots of water and don't go and speak to your mother. Just go straight to bed." Okay, Dad, wise words, and never said anything about it. He didn't tell me off. He didn't do that, "I'm very disappointed in you," or anything like that. He was like, you know, okay, cool, that's right. Because actually, it was quite mature of me to wait till I was almost 18, because my little sister didn't do that. I was a good influence. I was the big one.
There's the belt.
Where's that bus?
I was the good one. For a little while.
Number one, so you know.
Yes. No, but Dad's always been very, very supportive of all of our ventures, everything that we've wanted to do. And, you know, even now, if I've got a concert or anything, Mum and Dad are there, and it's really, really sweet that, you know, they've been doing that since we were little kids, and conducting my school band at this thing, and if Dad can get there, he'll be there, you know, and I'll be there with my, you know, all those little children that I try and control. Blowing those noise-making machines. But Mum and Dad are always there to support us. But I really couldn't ask for a better dad. So, you know, he's pretty amazing. I've been very, very lucky. So thank you, Dad. Love you.
The non-perfect one will now.
Well, they got it right the first time.
Okay, so this is our family. This is what we do. I remember a similar story of the Walk the Line Straight, where one night my mum had found me in a pub and dragged me out of a pub, and my dad said, "What'd you have for dinner?" And that was all. It was great. We love our dad because our mum and dad balance each other out really well. And that's something they've taught us.
Did you just call them balanced?
They're well. They balance each other out. We've got chilled and we've got not so chilled. So Dad's always been awesome in supporting our mum and dad exactly as Amy said, always there, always helping. But Dad is just one of those people, you know, I talked to all the grandkids and I said, "What's your favourite thing about Granddad?" And the thing that kept coming up was Granddad's cuddles. And as a daddy's girl, I'm a bit of a daddy's girl, the one thing I will never ever go past is a dad hug. So he has the best hugs because Dad is just one of those people who just loves you anyway. Just no matter what's happened today or in the last 5 seconds, he just loves you. And I'm sure that you've all experienced that from Dad. And, you know, he's got the biggest heart and we love him and I adore you, Dad. and it shows the way that Dad's character shines through in the way that he now he's a grandfather to our children. He loves them just as much. If they want Granddad to be at a football game, yeah, true, they love Granddad more, yeah. But if they want Granddad to be there, he'll be there if he can. He's just following that on, and he's an amazing man. He sets a great example for all of us, and I love you, Dad, as we all do. And yeah, love you. Happy birthday.
Well, she might be just doing her thing. She's missing her mum, so I'll do. Look at that, that's no colour. I learned this from you, love. That's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely. It's lovely. Actually, I've got lots of cool stories, but I'd like to say that my parents never had to drag me out of a pub, so I guess I'm the perfect one.
Are you going to say that?
Golden boy.
Golden boy!
Based on that ranking system.
See that sunshine?
How much have you drunk tonight, mate? Obviously, it's one of those things that you turn out like your folks, right? No matter what you do, you turn out like your folks, and you hit a certain age where you go, oh my goodness, I am my dad.
My mother just came out of my mouth, yes.
But you know, I think for us, you know, the cool thing is we're actually okay with that. Not every kid. This is Hope. Sorry, everyone, pay attention to Hope. We're talking about Granddad. Can we say something nice about Granddad? Yeah, there's lots of things I wrote down, but one of them was just the word follow. Everybody's got to have someone to follow. Whether you like it or not, you end up following someone. And you fill someone's, you know, shoes, or you walk in their footsteps, or however you want to use that image. And Dad's always been a bloke that I've been more than proud to walk in his footsteps and to follow him. And, you know, I was that kid that was okay to kiss my father at high school as he dropped me off, you know. And I say that as a boast somewhat, but also at how lucky we actually are, because we've all worked with, we're teachers and all that sort of stuff, and we've worked with kids, and part of what we've taken into our professions is that love of young children that often haven't had that. And I think even that reflection of knowing how good we've got it, and how blessed we've had it with you, Donny boy. Some people will get confused, because every now and again I'll talk about Bob. Bob's just Don. I don't know how we came up with that, but I started calling him Bob years ago. But there's been lots of things to follow. One of my favourite memories is the Christmas that I walked down the hallway and they pulled a rug off a drum kit, and I finally got to be like my dad. And I finally got to, and these girls had some instruments, but none as noisy as mine. And so, you know, playing drums like my dad. Obviously, I've stood in pulpits like my dad. I've married people like my dad. Well, not married people like my dad. Sorry, that's a preacher joke. We all love that one. How many people have you married? Yeah.
Jodie is chilled.
Yeah, you know, again, it's one of those things. But you know, life is serious, and this season has shown us how serious life can be. But I think what you've done for us is taught us that life can be silly too. You know, life is silly, and you know, life is serious, and love is foolish. And add a little bit of silliness in there, and you should be okay. And I think that's the recipe you've taught us, and we love you dearly, and you're a legend in our eyes. Thanks, Donny.
Yeah.